So, Matthew tells us that at this side of the mountain, Jesus does something that leaves the disciples shocked. And for a moment they didn't know how to react. Jesus gives this daring and ridiculous command. He says, give them to eat. Now, from a human standpoint, that is unreasonable and illogical. Think about it. Feeding bread to these people. 5,000 counted men. There is nowhere within walking distance that you can find bread to feed 5,000 people. Now, if you add the women and children, we are talking about 10,000 plus. You can't walk into a bakery and order bread for 10,000 plus people.
That's right.
No. And Mark, when he tells this story, he tells us that 6 months' wages would not be enough to buy bread to feed this kind of a crowd. And so, can I suggest that maybe we need to read this ridiculous command that Jesus is giving as actually Jesus saying to his disciples, you and me. Jesus may be here saying, we are not done yet. Jesus is saying, it's time for you to participate in something extremely impressive. Jesus is saying, it's time now. I want you to participate so that we can distribute bread. I need you. Look at the story. What a banquet. For some of these people, this may have been the first banquet of this kind that they have gone to. And Jesus says, tell them to sit down on the grass. Matthew, in his record, we see Jesus. Can I also suggest that maybe you and me need to respond to Christ's ridiculous command in the same way the disciples responded with obedience. And so we see the disciples distributing bread. It's a marvelous picture. As you look at these disciples begin to distribute bread, and this is a large number. I'm thinking here, we have a powerful lesson for us, the 21st century disciples. We today stand in the place of these disciples, and we must also obey this daring and yet seemingly ridiculous command. Jesus says, go and make disciples. Give them something to eat. Yes, we have limited resources. Yes, the time is far spent. Yes, this is a desert place. But let me use my ministerial imagination here and take a liberty and tell you that our limited resources include money, include trained personnel, include expertise. And I want to suggest that as I read this story is saying these limited resources, we need to bring them to the Lord. We need to bring our time. We need to bring our energy. We need to bring our resources. We need to bring our abilities. We need to bring our acquired skills to the Lord and offer them to Him. These limited resources, bless them and multiply them. We must take our responsibility and step out and begin to distribute the bread. Tell them what He has commanded.